Tamasha, tamasha,
tamasha, tamasha,
tamasha, tamasha,
tamasha, tamasha.
Tunalipenda jina lako,
tunalipenda jina lako,
tunalipenda jina lako,
tunalipenda jina lako.
This is a song of jubilation, a song of celebration, celebration for our liberation. Come on, join me as we unveil liberation, our story, a true story. Tunalipenda jina lako,
tunalipenda jina lako.
This is the tale of our venture into the Utamaduni Festival, a festival that brought together the best of the performers in our community. It was an ensemble of performing artists from the mountains, the valleys, the deserts, from the land of the lakes and even city. Utamaduni Festival was only for the best by the best. For you to qualify into the Utamaduni Festival, you had to go through a thorough preliminary festival, dubbed the Mchujo Festival, which was tougher than the famous Utamaduni Festival. A slight mistake, unapigwa na butwa, till number. Now, Utamaduni Festival is set on a rotational format, with the final being held at different locations every year. The most coveted, however, was when the finals were held at the coast, a place where everyone had desire to go, based on its ambience, scenery, and generally enjoyable ecosystem. Last year was an example of the same, with an elaborate festival theme, Tamasha Mubashara Baharini. Just like every other performing artist, we were not left behind. We got into earnest preparation. You see, other than just with the performers, the villagers, including the elders who had no idea what performing art entailed, would always want to accompany their teams to the Tamasha Mubashara Baharini. Our village elder, Mr. Isurusi, the mighty bull, was no exception. He was a well-known diehard supporter of the wrestling team, but this time round things were different. He was at the forefront of our preparations. He almost attended all our training sessions at the village square. He actually shocked us one day when he instructed our coordinator, Mr. Kavaluku, to leave nothing to chance and to ensure all the available resources are channeled to us with the performers. This created bitterness among other talented villagers, but we didn't care. Our focus was on the Tamasha Mubashara Baharini. Mr. Kavaluku did not waste time. He was one of those guys who we call Chap Chap. He even made the impossible possible. He was like those mathematics teachers who never miss lessons even on rainy, flooded days. After just 2 hours, Mr. Kavaluku arrived with a short, stout, mean-looking, bearded man, whom he referred to as Zambrota. He told us that Zambrota was the best trainer in performing art, and he will ensure we focus on excellence. And indeed, Zambrota seemed to be a master. He took us through paces we have never experienced before. He came up with a thorough practice program, and with the blessings from the village elders, we were exempted from many other activities in the village. For us, it was practice and nothing else. In the morning,
practice.
Daytime,
practice.
Evening,
practice.
When the farmers went to the farm,
practice.
When the herders went to the field,
practice.
Even at night, when other villagers were busy building the nation, for us, we were busy
sleeping.
We were sure we were going to win. Finally, the long-awaited Mchujo Festival arrived. This was the only thing standing between our hot items and the Utamaduni Festival. Zambrota had given hopes in us. He had assured us that no one was a match and the others were just jokers. He was a master and he knew what he would take to win the Mchujo Festival. On the other hand, Mr. Kavaluku assourced the most expensive costumes. He actually kept them hidden until the day of the venue when he gave them to us. The two of them gave us the composure to relax. Just like the Manchester United choir master Onana. Tulieni, hii tutashinda. But just before we could get to stage, Jesus wept. We had a serious verbal exchange between Mr. Kavaluku and Zambrota. Being nosy, I moved closer to get a hint of their argument. Apparently, Zambrota had not been paid for his services, and he was threatening to block our performance. Mr. Kavaluku tried pleading with him, but it was not bearing fruit. This suddenly threw us into shock. We didn't know what will become of us. Mr. Kavaluku tried contacting the village elders, but his phone was not going through. And just as they say, when it rains, it pours. Zambrota made his threats true. He instructed them Chujo festival organizers not to let us perform the items he had trained without his go-ahead. Time kept running until it reached around where only 2 teams were left. When Zambrota let us to perform, our morale was zero. We were exhausted and lacked the motivation to perform. To make the matter worse, Mr. Kavaluku was sourced the most expensive costumes without measurement. They were colorful but very tiny. We had to force ourselves into them. I remember during performance, the audience was laughing very loudly. I thought that they were enjoying our performance, only later to realize that my costume was torn at the Holy of Holies. Siriama chozi haya ni wewe wajua. Siriama chozi haya ni wewe wajua. That evening we walked back to the village a dejected lot, a laughing stock of the villagers, losers, tears rolling down our faces. Siriama chozi haya ni wewe wajua. However, this was a turning point. We made a vow not to depend on external sources again. We made a vow to trust on our own abilities, a vow to liberate ourselves. This is the genesis of the presentation you are watching today. Our costumes are done by our own village tailors. The stage is set by our own village artists. The music is brought by our own village band. And the presentation is brought to you by none other than myself, the village cockerel. Come on, join me as we unveil Liberation, our story, powered by the State House Boy.
Oh, uniyamushe,
cheze pole pole, uniyamushe.
Oh, zikishika sana,
Uniyamushe, cheze pole pole, uniyamushe.
weka mawazo kando,
Uniyamushe, cheze pole pole, uniyamushe.
zikikunaisi sana,
Uniyamushe, cheze pole pole, uniyamushe.
Oh, uniyamushe,
cheze pole pole, uniyamushe.
Oh, uniyamushe,
cheze pole pole, uniyamushe.
zikikubamba sana,
Uniyamushe, cheze pole pole, uniyamushe.
Oh, uniyamushe,
cheze pole pole, uniyamushe.